Hello everyone, welcome back to Wonder Weirdness and Witchcraft. Now, I am doing Ravenflower's new 17 witchy question tag because she tagged me and I now tag all of you. So Raven did the 16 witchy question tag last year, which I've also done, and that was so much fun. But now she's done 17 questions. So question number 1, and I'm reading them directly from Raven's channel, and I have the questions listed in the down bar for your reference. So question 1, when times get tough, do you fight or take flight? I am a fighter. I don't flight. I've always kind of been a little bit like that. That's just my personality. I'm more of a confrontational type. Or not necessarily confrontational, but if someone's, coming at me, I'm not gonna just kind of cower away and be like, I will stand up for myself and fight back if need be. Question number 2, is there a certain color you connect with? I would have to say grey. Whether you want to classify that as a color or not, that's up to you, but I classify it as a color. Grey, closely followed by blues, and not like a bright blue. I like the very deep kind of blues that is like, imagine watercolor blue, and that's my favorite blue. That's the best way I can describe the kind of blue that I like, but I would say grey. I really like different shades of grey, like all 50 shades of grey. No, I just really like grey, and just grayscale and black and just that whole spectrum of colours that is grey. Question number 3, what is your sun, moon and rising? My sun sign is Aquarius, and I am pretty much an Aquarius through and through. My rising is Cancer, and my moon is Pisces. Rising is Cancer, moon is Pisces, that's correct. I haven't done in-depth research into my moon and rising, but from what I've read superficially, I'm not sure. I'm still not sure about it. I'm not sure about it. I mean, in the sense of like elementally, it's a little bit of water behind me, which makes sense to me. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I definitely do. Like, I know myself. I have to do more research into it. But so we'll see. I might make a video on that at some stage on the track. Question number 4 is something you would change if you could. Self, the world, or magically. Goodness. I feel like there's a few things about myself that I would change, but that's a personal thing that I don't want to talk about. That's my own shit that I have to deal with. That's my own kind of shadow stuff that I have to deal with. The world. What would I change about the world? Probably the world. It's in a pretty shit spot right now. So I would change, all the bad things in the world. I would change the gap between gender equality, between I just, you know what, the thing that I would change about the world is all the gaps. There's a lot of gaps in this world, and I would shrink all of those gaps and join all of those gaps. Fill those gaps. I would fill those gaps if I could change something about the world. And magically, what would I change magically? That's a really good question. I'm not sure. I'm going to say nothing because I'm quite happy about where I am on my path at the minute. And I think I've always been quite happy in my spirituality. So I wouldn't change anything magically speaking. Question number 5, are you passing down your knowledge for the next generation? If so, in what way? Yes, I definitely am. I've, you know, with my sisters, I think you guys know that I've got younger sisters. You know, just kind of giving them tidbits of information, tidbits of knowledge, not necessarily, you know, teaching them or training them, but more so opening their eyes and closing that gap between, you know, Christianity and paganism, Christianity and witchcraft, and teaching them that there are other ways to do things, and that there are other ways to connect with the divine and to connect with spirit, and you know, there are other things that you can possibly believe in and do. But also giving them, you know, tidbits of information about herbs and about remedies, and you know, because they'll see me doing things, or they'll see me, you know, banging a singing bowl or blending an incense or burning an incense, and sometimes they'll be curious and they'll ask me what I'm doing, and I'm more than happy to tell them what I'm doing and explain to them why I'm doing it. So that's one of the ways that I pass down my information to the younger generation. The other way, like Raven said, is through YouTube. You know, these videos are going to be on here, you know, forever. Well, until I take them down, which I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. But, you know, these videos and the knowledge and the things that I express in these videos will be there and are there for the younger generation or the next generation. And of course, through my books of shadows, is another way that I'm passing down my knowledge and my information and my craft and spirituality. Number 6, ancestor connections. Who's coming through? Well, the beautiful Raven brought someone through for me the other day after our chat, when we were just kind of chatting privately. We did a chat last week about, we were talking about ancestors and ancestry and things like that. And someone came through and wanted to kind of just check in and say hi, which was pretty fantastic. Other than that, I've had my great nonna come through and my great grandmother as well come through. So a few people who are around saying hey. Question number 7, do you prefer to do magic with yourself? Oh, sorry, with others or by yourself? I've done both. I've worked with one other person, and I found it to be a good experience. But other than that, that was a few years ago, and she was more dabbling in it. So I practiced solitary for pretty much my entire life, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I've been talking with Crimson Fire, and she's invited me along to some of their group ritual, which I think would be a really cool experience, with, you know, obviously more than one other person, because the person that I was practicing with, there was only one other, so it was just the two of us who would raise energy together. I would be really interested to experience the raising of energy with more than 2 people, you know, with a bigger group of people, say, you know, 12 or 10, 12, 15 people, however many people, but, you know, more than 2. Question number 8, do you feel that there is only one type of meditation? Absolutely not. There are so many different ways that you can meditate. I've done meditation lying flat on my back. I've done the meditation, you know, up in, you know, this pose. I've done a walking meditation. I've used labyrinths as meditation, singing bowls, pendulums. There's just so many ways to meditate. Raven had a good example of a driving meditation, and absolutely I resonate with that. Absolutely, you know, she was talking about kind of zoning out and, you know, and you don't really remember how you got from point A to point B. That's happened to me quite a bit, I will admit. Question 9, what's your favorite flower and why? I'm not sure I have a favorite flower. One of my favorites is daffodils. Just how bright and happy and springtime they are. I love daffodils. I love bluebells. I love roses, camellias. I don't have one particular favorite flower. I'm just so sorry. Question number 10. Have you tried a new form of divination this year? Yes, and that was bibliomancy or book divination, and that was on a live with Crimson Fire and Elder Crow, where you knock on the book and open to a page and see what it says. I've tried that. Other than that, that's probably the only new one that I've tried. I have delved deeper in other forms, particularly with using a pendulum. I've been working with a pendulum a lot more, so that's been really good. What is your favorite way to connect with the elements? To be outside. I feel like there is no better way to connect with the elements than being in the elements. Absolutely. Being outside, bare feet, just in and amongst it and feeling it all around you, feeling the sun on your skin, the earth and the breeze, water droplets, whatever, just all of it outside happens. Fantastic. Favorite way. Tea or coffee? That's a hard one. That's a really hard one for me. I'm going to have to go with tea. But I love coffee so much, but I'm going to have to go with tea. I'm going to have to go with tea. Yeah. Question 13 is, do you come from a witchy family? Do you feel that bloodline is important or it doesn't matter? I'm gonna say I don't come from a witchy family, although I do know of folk magic being involved in my family. Were they witches? Probably not. One of them, maybe. Whether she identified as a witch is a whole nother story. But definitely folk magic has been involved with my family before. Do I feel like it's important? I think bloodlines are important. I think you have to have, I think not you have to. I think it's good to have an appreciation of where you come from. Do I feel like it's important to your practice? Not necessarily. Question 14, list your 3 favorite YouTube channels. She went there. Raven went there. And I had to narrow it down. I couldn't. I had to do 4. So number 1, okay. So these aren't in any particular order. I'm just going to list them. So Joey Morris. I love Joe's channel. I just love to listen to her speak and process, and I just love her channel. I think it's fantastic. The Lady Grave Dancer. There is just so much information. Tequila has and Tequila, if you're watching, you have so much information on your channel, and I will find myself scrolling through all your videos and like binge watching your videos because there's just so much like fantastic little tidbits in there, which I absolutely adore. Avalon Cameron's channel, Avalon Spiritual Odyssey. I've been watching Avalon since I've been on YouTube. We've recently connected. And I've always loved Avalon's channel. Again, I just love to listen to her speak, listen to her process, and listen to her points of view, because a lot of her points of view differ from mainstream, and I feel like resonate with me on a soul level as well. I think like we're on a similar kind of wavelength. And last but not least is Ember Honey Raven. And I'm so glad that she's coming back. Ember, if you're watching, I'm so happy that you're coming back. Absolutely adore your channel. Again, I could just listen to you speak just for hours. if anyone watching hasn't found Ember's channel, she's taken a lot of her videos down for her own personal reasons, but I do hope and I do think that in very soon, coming soon, a lot of those videos might come back up, which is exciting. And even if they don't, I believe she's coming back to YouTube to make more videos. She did a couple earlier this week or later last week, and I love them. I just love listening to her speak, and I just feel like there's just such a personal level there. You know, you're watching her videos. I feel like she's talking directly to me. I love it. I love Amber. I'm just so excited that she's coming back, like ridiculous. So those are my top 4. Question 15, what is your favorite witchy book? Really hard. This is gonna have to be one of them. Witch's Craft by Bruce K. Wilburn. This is like a multi-denominational book of witchcraft. Very strong Wiccan flavor, but still, as you can see, a lot of valuable information in there that I've been able to pick out. The other one would probably be the Element Encyclopedia of Spells. I think because there is of 5,000 spells, because there is 5,000 spells, there is so much knowledge in that book. I mean, and it's fucking huge. Like, I'll show it to you. Like, it's a big ass fucking book. Like, it's huge. But there's so much knowledge and so much information here. It is one of my favorites. It is definitely one of my favorites to work with and to reference. Question 16, a herb that you haven't worked with yet. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I do have a few herbs that I've been gifted and sent that I haven't worked with yet, but would like to, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. One that I would like to work with more would be juniper. I have worked with it before in the past, but not to a full extent, and I would really like to work with juniper berries a little bit more. Question 17, what are your goals for the next year? Lots of things. You guys know that I'm starting this new venture with House of Tarot, so that's definitely going to be a focus for me for the next year, I think. Just continuing exploring my path, exploring what's happening. Again, I was talking to Raven the other day after we'd finished our live chat on my channel, and I was just telling her how, like, I can feel undercurrents of things happening quite strongly behind the scenes in not only my personal life but my spiritual life and my practice as well. So there's just lots of things kind of bubbling that I'm excited for, and I'm, you know, excited to kind of traverse and follow through and kind of see where it goes. But yeah, you know, definitely you know, with work, that's really going really well, so just continuing along that path. You know, taking time for self, you know, you guys on YouTube, making friends, you know, really committing to the new friendships that are formed through YouTube, both here in Australia and overseas as well. House of Tarot, everything else. It's just lots happening that lots that are coming that I can feel. Like, I feel it in my gut, in my bones. Things are happening in a divine universal space that I'm unaware of yet, but I'm excited for. So that finishes the 17 witchy questions tag, you guys. Thank you very much. I tag you, I tag you, I tag you, and you, and you, and you, and you, especially you. So make a tag, let me know if you make a tag in the comments so I can watch it, because I love watching these tags. Thank you, Raven, for tagging me, and thank you for making another tag. I mean, everyone loves a good tag. So much love to you all. I'll see you all very shortly. Mwah! Bye.